And welcome to another episode of The Table. I am your host, Candace Waters. Hello to my co-hosts, Patrick Terry, Shayla Mills, and Joshua Powell. Thank you for joining us today. All right, you guys, let's get right into it. First on the agenda, Hurricane Sandy. This is supposed to be the next big hurricane next to Katrina. President Obama has declared emergency state of Massachusetts as a result of the Hurricane Sandy to release from the White House. Hurricane Sandy is disrupting the plans of both major presidential candidates. President Obama canceled a trip to Colorado in order to stay in Washington to monitor the storm. Although a visit to Florida is still on schedule for Monday, both he and Republican nominee Mitt Romney canceled events in Virginia, and Romney canceled a campaign stop slated for Tuesday in New Hampshire. He's scheduled to campaign in Ohio, Iowa, and Wisconsin, safely away from the storm on Monday. Now, what I want to bring to the table is, with the storm, you know, it could be a big step for the candidates in the election, and it'll make or break Obama, you know, as well as Katrina was a big thing, you know, in New Orleans. And what I want to know is, if it's this bad, how bad will it break him? And also, the people are saying that Obama should take a step from the polls, a step from office, and he should help the people of the United States before it gets worse. Thoughts and opinions, bring it to the table.
How can he help? I mean, what more can he do than he's not done right now? He already said it's, you know what I'm saying, the storm is about to be bad, so he put an emergency out. Like, he can't. Only thing he can do is stop the storm.
He can't do that.
And he can't do that. So like,
and then also where the storm's hitting, it's hitting like right off the coast of New York. So it's like if it's hurting them in the polls, it's because it's a state of emergency. People can't get out to the polls.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, focusing on how they're gonna get those votes done. Like, are they gonna do like electronic voting, or like how would they accomplish that?
Well, I was reading, and you know how in Katrina, when they had their big issue, people didn't get out fast enough. Mm-hmm. But they were warned before. It wasn't like they, you know, they didn't know, they just didn't get out. And so what they're hoping was, or what the president released, or his they released, was like they were hoping people would take it serious. But what was stated this morning was that people of the coast we don't take it too serious. Actually, during the flood, there were people walking their dog, and as they're, you know, doing the scene, and there were people walking their dog so they could see it for themselves. So, you know, I was reading the blogs, and basically what people were saying was, you know, President Obama should really take this serious because it can make or break him. But I personally think if I tell you that there is a killer and you walk and right where he's going to murder you, that's your fault, right? I'm giving you the state of emergency. Therefore, I don't think it should reflect into the polls. However, what they're saying is Romney is going to do more for this storm versus Obama. And remember how we had the Bush administration? What do you guys think? How is it going to
coincide?
Yeah, because you know that was a big thing. Hurricane Katrina, like, still hits home. Yeah. So I mean, can't really.
It's also two different locations. Like, how often we never get hurricanes that far north that actually really hit the coast as hard as this one's hitting. And Hurricane Katrina, you know, it's down in New Orleans. They get hurricanes all the time. I think it's more like like people didn't leave because they didn't expect it to be that bad. Like, they've been through hurricanes year in and year out, and they survive. They come back every year and rebuild. It's nothing. But like where it is now, like, these people they haven't experienced storms like that. Like, right now, I just looked up on CNN. It's actually like a crane hanging from like a skyscraper right now. The crane is broken. It's hanging from the skyscraper, and you know, the idea is like, how do you get that down? You know.
The battery park
like
was completely
thousands of feet up
underwater.
Well, it's not so much that, like he was saying about people in New Orleans and just us on the coast. We're used to the storms. That's our natural disaster that we get. But with it being New York, I don't think that they're going to react any quicker because they're New Yorkers. New Yorkers have this state of mind about themselves, a sense of arrogance to a certain extent. It's like, hurricane, we don't get those, I'm not going anywhere. No matter if the president said, yo, this is the worst one since Betsy in '65, they're not going to go anywhere. And a lot of people, New York is a melting pot of people. They've probably come from a place that was way worse than this hurricane is about to come, so they're just chilling. So just to touch base on the urgency of them leaving. But as far as it affecting the polls, like they said, I feel like it'll affect the polls only due to weather, but this is just something politics. Every time something big in politics happen, we attach, well, this is the reason this person didn't get these votes, or this is the reason why. So this is the thing that's happening right now. So that's what we're going to go
So
with.
is it like a alibi if Obama doesn't win?
Yeah, this is why he didn't win, because Sandy
Probably.
came
You know
through.
what? That'll probably be a story. Like, he didn't win because he didn't help with the... But I guess my question or my thing is, you know, Red Cross has to respond as fast. You know what I'm saying? So, like, today there was a ship out, and there was 14 people on the ship, and they only rescued 10 because they went right into the storm. So I guess my fear is they don't get them out fast enough. How many more people will you leave because this is the next big storm?
But I mean, okay, not to be fun. Out of those 10 people, how many were going to go to the polls anyway? Like, I just don't want to attach the storm to the fact of people not voting. You know, the storm isn't going to last but so long. Election hasn't even happened yet.
They cut off like subways and stuff in New York. They're not going to leave subways open and then there's a hurricane going because, you know, they could flood, people could die, a lot of people could die. So like when you're cutting off people's transportation, like of course we're not going to see numbers in the polls reflecting what they may really be. So like getting like on the president about a natural disasters, it's kind of like one of those media things to really draw your attention away from to the real issues of what's going on because nobody controls the weather, you know, especially Obama, you know, like.
All right.
I have a question.
What's your question, darling?
Do our votes even count though?
Yeah, they do count.
Because electoral college.
Yeah, okay, people think that. They do count,
so like,
but the electoral college does do the vote. And that's, you know what? Before I actually registered to vote, that was my opinion. I said, I'm not going to vote because the electoral college has the ultimate decision.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
However,
so
your vote does count.
I mean, it counts, but I'm saying like
for the numbers, but
there
when
you go.
it all
counts for the
boils
numbers,
down
but
to
is the
it.
storm hitting the electoral college?
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, you know, they did shut down everything in D.C. Everything is shut down right now. Y'all know that, right?
I dig, but now once
everything
again
is
you
shut
say
down,
D.C. Other than
Yeah,
the people that are in
so-
government in
What about
D.C., who's
Cali?
really going to vote in D.C.?
What'd you say about
About
Cali?
Cali.
Cali is not even getting this.
DC, Cali. They're voting.
All right. Well, I just wanted to
It's
see you guys'
raining.
thoughts, you know, on issues on it. But, you know, this next topic I found the most amazing. Pat, let me tell you.
Lay it on me, sister.
Did you know you can sue your wife
it
for
on
being
me.
ugly? Did you
Why
know?
would you marry your wife if she
No,
was ugly?
listen. Did you listen? Let me tell you this story.
I wouldn't marry my
Did you know
wife
you could sue your wife because she's
if
ugly?
she was ugly.
I know a little bit more about it than just like he didn't just
Yeah, I
sue
read-
her
yeah,
because
it
she was
was-
ugly.
Let me-
You know,
let
I mean,
me
it was
get
more
into
to
it.
it. than
Elaborate.
that.
Okay.
Elaborate,
A man
please.
from
Yeah.
northern China divorced his wife and mother of his child for being ugly. No, the wife didn't let herself go after the marriage. It seemed the wife had $100,000 in plastic surgery before the marriage, and it seemed after the birth of the couple's daughter.
got him.
Jane Fang was appalled that the baby
Jane
was.
Fang?
He was from China.
Oh, you ugly, girl.
That the baby was so ugly. He had first accused his wife of cheating because the butt-ugly baby did not look like either of them.
Oh, you ugly, girl.
The wife then came clean and admitted that she had dramatically changed her appearance before the marriage. He filed a suit claiming that his wife convinced him to marry him under false pretenses, and the judge agreed and awarded him $120 million.
Oh my goodness! I need to
All because
find
she
me a
was-
surgical woman.
And then get mad or like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
120 million would be a little excessive.
Yeah, it was 120,000. I'm so sorry. Now,
I'll still
did you
take that.
know that you could do that?
Didn't, but it's
You
crazy.
didn't know that?
I didn't know you could.
No.
That's like, I mean, what it like?
Okay,
no.
you ugly, girl.
I don't know
I mean,
if
it's
you
kinda
can
like
do
a
that in
disguise.
America.
Now, if you
Like a
change it
lawsuit,
to
girl.
he, like, I get the whole like lying and defamation because you're walking around with a lady that you thought was who she
Right.
isn't. But like for really saying, yo, you ugly, I'm suing you.
so
That's
Then, I
ugly,
mean, think about it
girl.
this way. In
Look at
China,
the fossil, girl.
they have a birth limit. You cannot
True.
have like a bunch of kids in China if you know what I mean,
Just
just
like my
based off
baby
the
girl.
population. So it's like he would pick a woman who has seemingly good genes,
So
as
he
this
can get that
attractive
good-
woman,
yeah, yeah.
You
So he
sound
can get an
fresh.
attractive baby.
But they're American though.
Right. But
So now you can come
Fang,
over here and have all you want.
Priz.
Yeah, he's a
You so
Northern China
ugly,
resident.
girl.
Northern China resident.
I just want to
But he
know
sued her here, right?
if he, no, he
Nah, he
sued
sued
her
her
in
in
China.
China.
Okay, okay.
Now, you know, this we don't have these type of things.
Hold
in
on,
America.
but didn't he like notice? Like
No,
after
I'm
she
going
didn't
to
look like
show
the other
you
3
the-
Chinese women that walked down the street, something was up with her.
Like,
I'm
was she
gonna show
better
you the
than her?
picture. They have a before picture.
Oh, you
and
look
a-
better than her. You look way better than her. You come here. I need you here.
Listen, they have an actual picture of her, what she looked like before he actually
Yeah,
married
split
her.
screen.
real?
It's
Split
like
screen
a
is
split
horrible.
screen, and she is.
Like
It's
she
like
looks
Lil
way
Brother.
better. Like now.
No,
She had,
spent the
before.
money.
she had $100,000 in plastic surgery.
She spent
man.
the money well.
Yeah, she spent a lot of
She
money.
looks like a whole
Getting
different
right.
creature.
But her
Yeah.
children look
But
like
those
what she
kids
really
look like
looks
who
like.
shot John Winawon.
Looks like what she really looks like.
So what happened was, when he came out the womb, you know, you're like, oh my God, it's
So
a
he
boy.
did baby plastic surgery so they can catch up with mom.
Yeah. But he sued her, so he doesn't. That's well, his
So what
still
about
his
the
child.
kids?
I mean,
Like,
that's the question I
you're
want
not
to
my
know.
baby. You're ugly, baby.
Baby.
That's my question. So
preach.
what happens to the child? Now, I really wanted to know, because you know this type of stuff doesn't happen in America. Now, if it did happen in America, how would you feel, Pat? I know you have the most to say about these
Oh
type
my
of things.
goodness! I mean, it's been happening in America. People with men, you know, surgically going and changing their bodies to look like women. I'm sure a few people out there have got by the God Monster, and I mean, this we haven't heard about it like
it's happening.
world breaking news because it's like an everyday thing. You
Eddie
seen
Murphy.
Hangover 3?
I did see that. That was a great movie.
You know Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill?
Yeah.
Hangover
No, Hangover 2, not
I was about to
3.
say, isn't
I got lost. I was like, wait.
Oh
hold on.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in Hangover 3 right now.
It's coming. It's coming.
Checker. All right,
That was a plug.
What'd you say, Josh?
I was just thinking, like, suing your wife for being ugly. Like, I mean, it is false pretense. It's like she walked around with a disguise on the entire time.
But
that they're
doesn't
together.
love matter?
No.
No, I mean,
Not
world
with a
is
lie
shallow.
like that.
Doesn't
I mean,
matter,
it's
you
plastic
won't?
It's
surgery.
shallow
man.
to
Oh, this is so
Preach.
sad. You guys, I thought people
Preach.
got married.
Because honestly,
because they
hearing the
loved them.
story, I
This
thought
is
it
so sad.
happened in America because that's an American trait. It sounded real
I don't think
shallow.
there is going to be any judges going to grant you $120,000.
Not here.
Not in America.
Not
No,
here.
sir. You're just going to be stuck with
Not
an ugly
over no
woman and an
ugly
But I
baby.
think, like, we got, like, here, it's like, you know, you can go and see somebody's history for at least the past, like, 7 years on
Yeah,
Facebook.
like let me check your
You know what I
family
mean?
out.
Like, check out, like, here people are more thorough when it comes to, like, picking people. Like, you'll meet their family, you'll see their old pics, you know. You'll see
I
them
believe
fall.
that
Somebody said the
children
judge
are our
that granted him
future.
$120,000 needs to come
Yeah.
to America and be a judge.
Teach them well.
Because everybody would benefit.
Let
Baby
them
mamas,
lead
baby
the
fathers,
way.
all.
Well, I mean, but then you
Show
got people
them
that
all
are
the beauties they possess inside.
How's that kid gonna grow up though, too, man? Knowing that his
Father.
parents,
right. Yo,
you
my
know,
dad didn't like
Like,
me.
you're
because
that-
my
you're
mom
that
was
ugly
really
kid.
Yo, my
ugly.
dad left
You're
me
that
because
kid
I
that was so ugly.
Next on the
that
Maury
your dad
show,
left.
my dad doesn't think I'm his. You are the father.
What?
But she's so ugly, Maury. She's so ugly, Maury.
I don't want.
God. I knew you would love this story.
She's so ugly, Maury.
Thank you guys so much for sitting at the table.
problem.
Thank you, Josh, for
Yeah.
joining us
Yeah.
today. We are out of time, and I will see you all next week at the table.
I have a
All right?
question.
Oh, wait.
Before we get off, what was the name of the little Chinese kid?
Dayu
The
Ali.
one? Yeah, Dayu
Dayu
Ali.
Ali.
What's
no,
her name?
I didn't know that was his name.
This is out. This is for you. This song is for you. I believe that children are our future.
Get out of here, man.
No matter what their mother features. Plastic surgery, it don't
Okay,
matter.
well, while
no
Pat
time.
serenades his child, thank you so much for joining
You
us
are
at the
agree.
table, and we'll be back next
It's
week.
fine.